Hey, everybody. So, in a moment, we're going to be joined by Kalidasi Burgess. She's a very dear beloved of ours, and she wrote a post today that was so beautiful in how it set up our power, our not helplessness, our not hopelessness, our not staying in the hurt, our not staying in the hate. Like, just jumped that shit. Okay. And she has a modern practice called modern temple dance. Hey, Linda has a modern practice called modern temple dance that we are hoping she will be teaching in our allyship course, an introduction to. And hopefully she's going to come on here soon. Yeah, Kalidasi Burgess. I want to make sure that I'm not missing her. I just did the thing, and I guess she'll be here in a moment. I don't know quite how this works. We'll figure it out in just a moment. I guess I'll get a little notification. Ah, there she is. Ha!
Hi.
It worked. I'm so happy.
Me
Hi,
too.
sweetheart. I was just
Hi.
giving the intro of how you blew me away. I was just writing, just saying actually to Penny out loud downstairs. I hear the pain, and I'm a shortcut cut this and say,
Yeah.
"Hi, women everywhere. Welcome in America. Welcome to what it feels like to be a Black woman in America. Now that you get past your shit,
Right.
can we please get some shit done? Okay,
Right.
we've already done the pissing and moaning and whining thing about this. They threw our asses under the bus for the suffragette thing. We always the last thing to be, taken care of when it comes to anything. I got that.
Yep.
Can we please get some shit done now?
Yep.
Because there are a whole lot of there are a lot of woke white folks, women in particular, with education, money, and clout, who are realizing that this is COVID and it doesn't give a fuck about your status.
Right.
So you got a healing thing that's badass as fuck, and I want you to talk a little bit about what you wrote, because that just
Yeah. What did I walk into? Do you want to complete your thought?
my thought was I was bragging about you.
Thoughts.
Oh, okay, yes. I was simply saying that well, you're one of my dear friends, and that I'm on the hunt. Y'all are gonna see me everywhere now, because my job is to be everywhere, steering us away from the 4 H's of the apocalypse. That's where we're gonna start. We've been trained to believe through news. We have been programmed with 4 H's of the apocalypse: hurt, hate, hopelessness, and helplessness. And we're specifically trained as women, walk another mile in his shoes, all that other bullshit. So we're trained to not rise up when the shit really hits the fan.
Right.
So there are a lot of women who, for the first time, are feeling the grief that will be roots of their rage that will be righteous. And rather than have it be righteous, have it be effective.
Right.
That's about where you come in.
Great. Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we need to know how to do that. And tools are acquired or realized through mentorship and co-teaching and co-realization. So yes, we absolutely have the tools. We have the ability right now. We just maybe not know that. So the post that you're referencing, I was talking about how when we go through something like we just went through in terms of birth givers, stripped of our natural right to decide what to do with our own bodies when we want to do them, and feeling that shock. And when we feel shock, pain, fear, it is natural for us to move away from the pain because it hurts. So the painful thing in question is our own human body. When the body is no longer safe, when the most natural thing in the world, which is for most of us to have a sexual drive, to want that sexual connection, the sexual activity, and that is connected to the potential for pregnancy for those that have the ability to get pregnant, that is the source of pain. And so we want to go as far away from that as possible. And so that can be just staying out of the body, feeling fractured, and so forth. So I was just honoring that that's very natural. And we all kind of had that initial shock. And then now more than ever, it's the most important thing to ground as deeply and anchor as deeply into the body as possible, to root as deeply, to call all those fractured parts back to us, all of it, and reclaim our sovereignty in a way that we never had before. There is no more radical act than to completely claim all parts of our body when external forces are trying to take it away from us. So that is the gist of what I was talking about. The context, the thing that I do, and there's many ways to do that, and many brilliant, amazing leaders have their own modalities, and I think every single person should definitely present that and step up and speak to that. And many are. My modality is sacred dance. But I teach a particular modality called modern temple dance. And I was talking about, I do right now, I'm currently in the middle of a 3-month intensive program. And we were doing a group call, and the day before the group call is when the Supreme Court made an announcement that they reversed Roe v. Wade, the first time in the Supreme Court's history where they actually removed a freedom that it was once given and then taken back. So that was a historic ruling. And so I just basically scrapped everything that I was going to teach. And I spent all night, I think I got 4 hours of sleep all night, just really being in prayer and ritual, like what is actually useful right now. Because what I talk about in sacred dance, why I say it's so important, that it's not frivolous, that it's not just some woo-woo pastime, that it's immediately not just relevant, but immediately important in this moment.
Immediately important.
And immediately important in this moment, is that it recognizes the human body as a vessel, as a vehicle, as a conduit to these universal cosmic forces, these creational forces, recognizing that we as human beings have the ability through our will and our visualization to manifest what we want on the planet. When we use it through the body, through dance, through movement, we bypass the conscious mind. We use it through expression, which is the natural cosmic force of the universe, and through that we can manifest it on the planet, because I feel like the head to the heart is the longest journey we can take. If we do it in dance, we do it in creative artistic expression, we can do this a lot faster, and it's very potent and it's very powerful. So I'm a really big proponent in getting shit done as fast as possible, because I feel like it's TikTok right now. So to find the quickest way, the way that can heal us, can heal the planet, that can root us in joy, that can heal us in the most nourishing way possible. How can we do all of those things at once? Like, I'm for. So in my experience, it's been sacred dance that does all of those things at once. Dancing, movement, expression, power, calling all those pieces back and doing it in a way that's really safe, because we want to make sure that those pieces feel safe. And a lot of those pieces that have scattered are the younger versions of us, the little children that did not have the power and the agency to say no, to protect themselves. So they left. So the only way to entice them back in is to say, this is fun. We get to have fun. We get to play. And we get to do it in a safe environment. And I got you this time. So what better way than to, in my mind, to dance, right? So there's so many things that are happening. This is why it's a really special tool, because there's so many multiple things that are happening simultaneously. And it can be something that's very simple. You don't have to be a technical genius to do this work. I have students that are professional dancers. I have students that this is the first time they ever danced in their life. And they can all attest to that they've experienced profound healing changes in their life. So also we talk about, I'm a Kabbalist. I follow the Hermetic principles. So we talk a lot about the Hermetic law of correspondence. Some may know that as within, so without, as above, so below. So that is what is reflected within us, is reflected outside of us. The universe exists simultaneously within us and outside of us. So when we do the work for ourselves, when we do this healing, it automatically reflects into the outer world. So sacred dance is not just a healing tool for ourselves, it's ultimately a tool of service for the world. So when we reclaim all those fractured bits, when we tell our inner child it is safe to come home, you get to dance in joy and be fully in your power as a sovereign king, queen, priest, priestess, fully in your power, and decide that you get to choose the world you want to live in through your will, through your personal power, through your imagination, which is incredibly important. So you get to visualize what you want, direct it with your will and your expressive body, and then you start to see the world around you shift. And the only reason why I have been doing this for as long as I have been doing this, which is over 15 years, is because I have seen the changes in my own life, in my students' lives, over and over and over again. So this is where the rubber meets the road. When I talk and talk and talk, people have heard me who followed me for years, and we talk about how it's important. It's like, okay, well, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we get to see if it really does work. Right? It's one
This is
thing.
where we get to see the places where it gets to work. And what you just said is the difference between a conversation and a conversation. A conversation is about how does it work?
Yeah.
You already have something that, as far as I'm concerned, has been proven to work with your
Yeah.
life. Look at your students. We got that. So please be in the energetic conversation. You're seeing where it can work best because it works.
Mm-hmm.
That small amount of removing that energy frees that energy up for you to do more things in the thing that you're doing, because
Mm-hmm.
you're not covering your ass. When you're a sovereign, you don't cover your ass. Other people cover your ass. Right?
Yeah.
And if safety is sovereign awareness for from everyone, thank you, because that's when you get real safety. You're talking about sovereigns, which is part of what you're supporting and feeding into, people getting to their sovereignty. And now you get to even add even more in, because you're at the right time and the right place in what isn't going to get to be the horror that it could be. Trump was not the horror that he could have been. He also did some really wonderful things. What he did that was wonderful was that he woke up a whole bunch of people who were like, oh, well, I mean, he's only going to be there for 4 years. And I'm like, so I only have a knife in my back for 4 years, and that's okay. Well, I didn't put it in your back because I voted my conscience. Okay? Those people are getting bit right now because he made it possible after they voted there. I'm thinking of a whole bunch of white women who voted their conscience. And I said, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And they're like, well, I sleep better at night. You sleeping good now, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Because you put him in office by voting your conscience and not supporting the one person who had kept him away. So now he's here. See, people aren't thinking in the long arc. They're like, oh, horror and blah, 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 and it's now. And I'm like, it's not now. The fucking Constitution talks about men. What part of that has you in it?
Right.
How does this get to be now? Like, what is all this shock and horror stuff right now? I mean, no offense. Oh, I see. Your rights weren't infringed on before enough for it to matter. Okay, so now that we're here, because there are plenty of people who are going to be pissed at you and try and tear you down because you're just now waking up to how it really can happen to you. After all those woke clubs and all those reading clubs and what have you, and you didn't see it?
Right.
As you were reading about my black ass and my family, you didn't see that shit that they were doing to me was coming for you. How'd you miss that?
Right.
Okay, I'm happy to say so many of my beloveds who have been, y'all have heard, this is a Kalidasi where I quote and I say, people talking about they woker than now. Okay, this is the chick I'm talking about. Okay, I like that. That is I use that every fucking where, and I tell everybody that you said it. It is one of my favorite things in the world. That and the sisterhood and brotherhood of the yoga pants. Those are two of my favorite lines in the world. All right. Because I don't want to run out of time with you, sweetheart. And let me tell you a couple things that I'm hearing that I think will open stuff up for you. You didn't ask me, so I'm going to ask permission, because that's what we need to start doing to get out of a culture of consent and into a culture of welcome. I know and love you and have for over a decade, and I'm still going to say, may I please say a direct and pointed thing that may or may not hurt, and I'm going to count on our friendship and how fast you grow for it to be okay.
Go for it.
Thank you. Anybody who wants to know what do I want in the world, I want that. That's the answer I want. Okay, great. Just so you know, looks like, just like that. Binary is going to have you cut off a whole bunch of people who need your king or queen, priest or priestess. Whatever you need to do around your language, if you are a being in the world, whatever, handle that, because every single syllable up to in your message up until that moment, and people go back and listen, was absolutely on point and inclusionary. And then you all of a sudden just cut people out, because there are people who do not identify as female who are birth capable.
Yes, that's why I was making sure to
say it. And so I'm saying in the other places, I'm talking about a more nuanced thing. What I'm also saying is that it was a fantastic job. I sat here and grinned. I loved what you were saying. I love how you're positioning it. I love the solution that you have. I love the way that you caught your own absolutism. Okay, like you were like, it is a way, it's a way, and there are so many ways, and then talked about like how you talked about it. I'm like, that's teaching on the sword. That was fantastic. I asked you here not knowing what to do, because I know what happens with me when I'm around you, and I get brave. We get brave around you. And so I want to say thank you. I want to honor your time as part of it, because I want you here for the next hour. So is there a time, is it like at the top of the hour or a quarter after that you got until, and then, because I want you to say some more, or like what we got?
Sure, I can do the top of the hour. I can do like 5.
Please, first of all, this is far, y'all, she told me 10 minutes. What was that? How many minutes ago? Right. So thank you for the extra time.
Of course.
It's a gift and a given. Your healing work. First of all, we need to make sure that you put your information. Do you have a chat to put information in?
Yes, I've never worked this before. I see the chat button, so
great. If you would please put your information there, and then let's make sure that we have some sort of post so that all my folks are seeing you.
Sure. Oh, private chat.
You don't need to do that now, but let's do that within the next 24 hours. Yeah. And I may just grab something from where you are and put it up and say, go do this, please. Because more of you. What would you like to say to folks? What would you like them to hear that will help them maybe stand up a bit more? What you got?
I want to first acknowledge that any kind of fear of the body is very natural, and to not force yourself at a point in this moment that you're not naturally at, because that can be extra traumatic. I'm going to say that when you go through that moment and sink into that moment of fear and acknowledge that, when you are at the point where you are able to move forward to something else, that there are options out there, that there are tools out there, that there are people out there that have worked their entire lives, dedicate their entire lives for just this moment. And I am one of them. And this is the work that I have done through my own life, tested in my own life, through my own fears and traumas, being in the body and of the body, and all of that work. So I will say, having gone through hell and back a few times, that we do truly have the power within ourselves as divine, that I believe eternal beings, in order to meet this moment head on with what we have right now, that we are more powerful than we can ever even imagine. We truly are. And I know there's so much out there that's telling us we're not, that we have to kind of find the power outside of us, that we have to just do a little bit more, just do a little bit more. What if right now we are so powerful, and that is what is making external forces so afraid? And if you just realize that, to root into that, to call all the pieces back that don't believe it, call it all back. Really stand rooted in your power, in your sovereignty, and know that there's a whole bunch of us there that we're doing the same thing. I haven't mastered it either. I am doing the same thing. And there's a whole bunch of us out there that got you, that we can help assist you in tools for you to realize that more strongly. And I really believe it. I know it feels like we're a dark night right here, but I feel very optimistic. I feel like more and more of us are waking up to this knowledge every single day. I really do.
I'm going to say a horrifying thing. Thank you to George Floyd's broken neck for waking up a world.
Yeah.
And if Trump hadn't been in office, he would have been another dead black body, and that's it.
Right.
So this is a horrifying time. We get to actually do permanent things this time. Yay. Let's do them. Let's get ourselves stronger. Let's realize our power. Let's claim our power in our societies. Let's claim our power in our cultures. And then let's make sure that we have the structures in place that equalize things. I'm not into equity, the diversity, equity, inclusion thing. I'm really into equalization. I don't want a seat at the table. I can be silent at the seat at the table and be at the far end with no power whatsoever. I'm not interested in the seat at the table. I'm interested in equalization of power, period. See, that's the little ways with languaging that they steal away our focus. Okay? I love you so much, and you're part of the focusing thing, which is why I want you in the allyship program, that 18-month allyship program. And I really, 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 really want MTD and you in it. So we're going to talk about that, okay? We're going to be announcing that in the next couple months, folks, for those of you who are following. So, yeah. You know, if it fits your flow, we will see that, and the invitation is certainly there. I love the power of what you teach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm so happy. This is so great. And everybody's like, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm having a fantastic time because I don't feel helpless.
Yeah.
Let's get some shit done. What? Let's get some shit done.
Let's get it done.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for all this. Thank you so much for all this.
People were interested in just finding out more of Mud Jam. Do I post it on the chat? Do I
post it on the chat? Post it anywhere and reference this. Like, just like I'll give you reference things to put in the meantime. Like, folks know that you did it. I'm going to be posting it everywhere. It's gone out to 8 Facebook groups right now live, and my YouTube. So yeah, I do an 8-stream broadcast.
I'll put it in the chat right now.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I'm going to stay on for a while and talk smack, because that's what I do here. This is, shit JWoww says. So I love it so much.
So this is private chat. Should I not do private chat? No.
Oh, no, you do. Private chat goes public, I think, and if it doesn't, then I'll copy it and I'll put it in public chat.
Okay, so I'll do that. I'll do that right now. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do the link for my Facebook, my free Facebook group. But if you
I know how to find your free Facebook group, and I will make sure that we include that as well.
There's a lot of free classes, free lectures. So much free content on there. People want to go on there. There's no investment.
I'm gonna say right now, I will shift that languaging and say there is no charge for being in inside swimming inside Kalidasi's wisdoms, and you are going to have to pay with any part of you that really doesn't want to do the work. It's a no charge. It's an investment place. It's not free. All right.
Right.
All right. Thank you, baby. I love you all the many muches. Thank you so much.
So happy to be on. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Again, please, maybe. Okay, maybe.
Maybe what?
Maybe you come back again sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
I promise.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, good. All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
All right. So that was Kalidasi, who I just Hey, Michelle. Hey, Jane. Um, that was Kalidasi Burgess. And I brought her here because, I'm reading lots of folks in their pain. And I want folks to have their grief. I want them to have their pain. I want them to have their rage. I want them to have all their things. Okay. I've been doing that my whole life. I'm Black, I'm queer, I'm fat, I'm gay, I'm mentally challenged, I'm physically challenged. This is not new for me. I get it. It's new for a whole bunch of y'all. Okay. And so it's super painful. It was super painful for me 50 years ago. Okay. So now, when it was harder and more horrifying than it is now. So for those of you who, for whatever reasons, have gotten through your stuff or compost your whatever you're feeling that's debilitating for other people and it supercharges you, hi, I would like to be a place for us to get some early stuff done so that when people get done with whatever their processing is, that they'll have a place to really rally around and get things done. I am that place. Planet JWoww is that place. I'm not pretending that I'm not. I've been playing small up until literally the last 48 hours. I've been playing small in my life. And if you know something about my life, some of you will go, what the fuck does that mean? Okay. And yet for me, I have been playing small. I'm not. I'm actually calling all of you. I'm calling all of you who stood by me in the past. I'm calling all of you who are waking up now. I'm calling all of you who are waking back up. Let me say some blunt things. We get through them, and then you can get through your I'm offended shit. And then, because I'm not going to sacrifice the healing of humor on the pyre of political correctness. I won't do it. All right. So I'm going to be funny. I'm going to be the things that y'all call irreverent and what I call me speaking my truths. First of all, I love that Trump was in office. I love that he got in office because, as I said, with that man in office, George Floyd actually became something other than evening entertainment on the news that isn't news, on the not news channel. That channel is good for one thing. It is good for the news channels that go 24 hours a day. They are good for one thing. They are good for people feeding themselves a steady diet of the 4 H's of the apocalypse: hurt, hate, helplessness, and hopelessness. That is what they're good for. That's it. You're meant to constantly know that you can't do a goddamn thing about what's going on in the world, and you need to know how horrible the world is so that you know how helpless you are. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Every single client that I've put on a 60-day news diet has had trouble going back because they realized that their blood pressure went back up and they felt shitty and they were mean to their spouses again and they were mean to their kids again because they were feeling helpless. It's like belonging. I mean, y'all, I'm going to keep saying it. When you control the language, you control the imagination. When you control the imagination, you control the narrative. You control the narrative. You control the intimacy. You control the intimacy. You control and or steward the reality that people keep reeing up on that they don't know that they really want. A reality. When you're able to add in the real part of reality, because it's actually an ality. It's actually an ality. It just got shortened because they didn't want you to realize that what you're actually shooting for is being real, just like they didn't want you to think about the fact that when you long for something, you ache for something you cannot have. So telling you that the best thing that you can do to be a part of a community, a tribe, a family, what have you, is to want to belong so that you are aching and working towards as your ultimate goal, aching forever as a constant state of being, which is what belonging is. It's brilliant. Let's just feed all those hormones into you that undercut your ability to think, undercut your ability to take action, have you feel more depressed, have you need to be on more drugs so that we can control your mind better. That's not conspiracy theory, y'all. It's only conspiracy theory if you worry about who's behind the curtain pulling strings. I don't give a fuck. That's the pattern, and so I'll interrupt the pattern. If it upsets the day of somebody at the other end, yay. I'm not, they're doing this to us. I have an alien implant in my chest. I don't give a fuck about they. Okay? I'm just saying. Great. The great they are making me feel terrible. I'm like I said in my post, this is not the place to be if you are feeling fragile right now. I'm feeling so fragile right now. I got it, sweetheart. I know it's hard. Your first, 1,000 times that you realize that according to the world, you have no power. Gosh, yeah, that's hard. And I'm not being sarcastic. It is hard. That's not the conversation I'm having right here. So, Planet JWoww. It takes linear time for me to get things in place. It takes less linear time if there are people who help me do it. Here's what I want to do, because I told y'all on these posts, I'm telling y'all what I want, and then I'm letting you know that if you want to help me, these are the ways to help me. Great. So what I need to put up a page where people can start posting their empowering actions. I want a wall of empowering things that people are doing. Don't be putting up your posts here about, oh, I'm so this, I'm so that. And I will check your posts for the positivity of it. Not because I'm looking for kumbaya. I'm looking for stand up. I'm looking for something beyond activism, because activism at best is going to give you activity or activation. I'm looking for action. I'm looking for something sustainable. I'm looking for something that keeps things getting done along the way. Share this video with your friends, not because you like me, but because I'm building a tribe of people who take action. And you start by taking small actions. Take the small action of sharing this video with your friends. You're getting nourished by it. That's why you're here. Share it with other people so that they can get nourished. Right now, almost everyone has been programmed, women in particular have been programmed, to go the extra mile. Yep, I'm looking for one on site. I'm looking for one at Sovereign Rhythms, and I'm looking for one on the Planet JWoww site, Linda. Yes. And if you can set that up in Slack as a reminder for me to get in touch with you, because we can probably put that up in an afternoon, and I might even be able to put it up this evening. Because I'm going to do another one of these. Y'all, I'm taking action. I'm not doing it alone, as you see. Oh, Linda, did I say please? I'm sorry. I'm in a role. If I didn't say please, yes, please, and thank you, sweet. And when I say share right now. Okay, so they have time to watch this live and be inside it and ask questions now. And like I look over here and then I answer questions and I talk to people. Talk to me. Talk to me. What are we doing? I know what I'm doing. So one, I want people that have an opportunity to say, hey, I work on things that help lift people up in these ways. So right now, instead of getting lost in your whatever feels that you have, whatever the circumstances, whatever it is that has you feeling the hurt, hate, hopelessness, and helplessness, the 4 H's of the apocalypse, whatever's got you feeling those, let's get you to not feel those. You can figure out what else you want to feel along the way. And right now, let's do the simple thing of getting you to not feel those. It's like, if you're drowning, I will sock you in the jaw and knock your teeth out and then drag your ass back to the beach. You can sue me for knocking your teeth out later. I got you back so that you were in a position to sue me instead of leaving your ass in the ocean to die. Now, we went through this already. And people did their conscience and they did their this and they did their that. Okay. Can we please do something sexy, something empowering, something exquisite, something that that has us feel good while we make a massive difference in the world, because we literally change the reality in which we're living. And that can start with folks listening here and then extrapolating. Folks, this is how you get to your goodness and greatness first. It's one of the ways. One of them is to imagine them. I'm going to talk about what works here. I'm going to talk legend hacks here and then ask people to apply them out in the world and talk about where they can apply them out in the world and how I am applying them in the world. My superpower is calling people into spaces where I am and then saying things that change their lives. That's my superpower. Golly gee, what am I doing here? See, I know my bliss. I know exactly what my bliss is because I've got the actionism matrix. I already have something that's a class that I charted out for Harvard. I emphasize that. I brag about that all the time. People, you brag about your shit. I'm like, I do amazing shit. Why would I not brag? Being real about greatness and goodness. That's what brag stands for. I do this all goddamn day long with the coding thing. I've got it out there. People who are in the East area concert or want to do something that's meaningful. That there was that Pokemon Go thing where they would find stuff. You want to find stuff all over the place that changes your life. Chase my shit down, all over the internet. It's empowering stuff over and 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 over again for at least the last 5 years. Okay, so I'm fine because I'm an armchair actioner. I love the arm. I love sitting on my ass. I was sitting on my ass, and I'm more boundaries. I'm less of the nope, can't come in. That's a barrier, right? And I'm less of the bridge. Everybody come in. I'm more of a building. I'm more of a. I have a safe space if we have to lock shit down, and we have doors. We got big doors. We got service doors. We got front doors. Got side doors. Got all kinds of doors. Got doors with ramps. You know, got all kinds. We got secret doors because you know it's my building, so of course you got secret doors, right? So I'm more of an armchair actioner who builds buildings and who loves both conception and conversation. So my chart is this, and when I find people that I can do this with, then we get really, really good at setting up things for people who do things like, I really love being the advocate, being the person who's like getting the shit done, and I'm just going to walk across a bridge. I don't even want to think about it because all my energy is I'm going to get that shit done. So I'm going to go across that bridge and I'm going to go straight to let's get it all done and go straight to completion. It's called the actionism matrix. Harvard asked me to put this together. Like I had put this together before. They asked me to put together a class made out of this. Because that shit can change shit. You keep that in mind and you have sustainable bliss as you make a difference. People don't talk about bliss and making a difference. They always say, oh, you know, I'm going to go make a big difference in the world. And it's going to be this big old hard burdensome thing. And I'm going to be humble about it. So no, I really don't want a pony in a parade. Okay, and here I'm coming along. It's like, I'm gonna do some really cool shit. I'm gonna go as far as I can. It's gonna be really big. It's gonna be really great. And I swear to God, when I am done, I want a pony parade and somebody mixing me my favorite kind of martini with fresh ingredients at the fucking end because I'm a badass and I'm gonna celebrate myself. That's what I'm doing. Okay, who would you rather make a big difference with? Okay. I'm not saying that the Sturm and Drang people aren't getting shit done. Go them. Just not my style. And there are more and more people who don't do big things or don't do anything because they see it as a burden. And I'm over here parting my brains out there. What are you doing? I'm like, changing the world. Well, how can you be changing the world? You're having a good time. I'm like, exactly. One of the first things I did was that I wanted to change in the world was changing how we change the world. You know, I just got that. One of the best ways, one of the most aligned ways for getting to a global culture is not to change the world. It's to change how we change the world. We get to start fresh with our own evolution and keep our knowledge of what didn't work. I still want that, right, Linda? Holy shit, 3919. Seriously, like I want to come back and get that verbatim and flip them and make that a meme right there. See if I can get that to go out tonight. Pick a background. I'll find it. Between the two of us, we'll get it done. Get it up. Thank you. I love your backgrounds. I love your backgrounds, by the way. I love the backgrounds that you find, and I also love your backgrounds. And let's find a meaningful one, like at the level that V for Vendetta safety one. That's still one of the best things you've ever done. All right. I'm, for those of you who don't know this, the Global Tribe thing, this place where you are right now, my folks who are part of my tribe, sometimes it's folks who are on planet, sometimes it's folks who are off planet, sometimes it's folks who are on bridge, sometimes it's folks who are in planet, which is a whole different thing. There are only a few of us in there, right? I'm talking with my global tribe. That's what I'm doing from here on out. So I'm telling you what I'm doing, what I want, what it is that we're doing together. I'm assuming that if you're here, you're with me. That is the assumption that I'm making from here on out. Okay. So I'm letting folks know who are coming in from old times and letting folks know who are coming in newly. You will hear me say on a regular basis, I don't set it off as a beeper, but probably I'm trying to do about every half hour, reminding people about why we're sharing now, not later, now. There are a whole bunch of women. There are a whole bunch of specifically white women who have been doing their homework and being in their book clubs and reading the books and awakening and all of that stuff about everything except about them. And they're realizing that they are now being treated like the very people that they wanted to save. What the fuck does that say about them? Exactly. So the fact that you didn't see that you were just as second class a citizen as a black person because you got lifted up in the gilded cage of your majority status. Thank you for waking up that now they're coming for you too. There's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to not be about what we've done in the past. And the quickest way to have it not be about what we've done in the past is to acknowledge and pay homage to the pains that were caused, the sorrow felt about those pains, and then move on. Now, there's some people who are making a living out of paying enough homage and bringing up enough things so that all of the healing happens, and that's for them, and they love it, and they bliss out on it, and they're all in it, and they're doing a great job, and yay them, not my thing. However you got here, however somehow spirit got you here, thank you. We're doing shit over here at Planet JWoww. I'm doing shit. I'm JWoww. I'm doing shit. I got a planet. Like, I could just stop there. I want y'all to come play with me while we change some shit and fix some shit. Like, oh, you can't fix things unless, this is what they say, you can't fix things unless, and I'm like, you can't fix people unless they want to be fixed. Honey, I have kept so many people from committing suicide. Straight up did not give a flying nanofuck's embryo's first molecule about their civil liberties, their civil rights, their right to kill themselves. God showed me what they looked like, what they'd be wearing, and where they were. And I waited for them. So when they showed up in the damn alleyway, I did my job. Okay? None of them killed themselves. I know that for a fact because I read the obits every day for 2 weeks. Now, after 2 weeks, that's on you. God asked me to save your ass for one night. I saved you for 2 weeks. You kill yourself on day 15, all you. Go. What we're looking for right now, there's steps. I have a plan. The king had a dream. Still does, as far as I'm concerned. He's alive somewhere, kicking ass. This sovereign has a plan. Here's the plan. Let's get a whole bunch of us together who are willing to get past all of our feels that are debilitating, compost them into power, and then get shit done. That's my plan. That's the plan. And Linda, that's at 4356. Y'all, I'm writing my marketing material for calling y'all, by the way. So if you want to pop it and go, I just love that, please do, right here. Let me know the things that I say that, and I really want to hear from you because they are things that we will date and timestamp and make sure that we get them out there to call more people like you who are paying attention. By the way, please share this video while you're sitting here, okay? Because what I'm talking about is calling together people so that we can actually get things done. I keep saying that. I'm calling together people who actually want to get things done. If you are past or almost past or whatever you're processing for whatever is hurting you, and you simply want the world to be a better place for everybody, here's the world that I want, so that you know what you're following. If you're following here, here's what I want. I want everybody to get loved into their greatness and their goodness. That's what I want. I want everybody to get loved into their greatness and goodness. I want to have a big hand in teaching enough people how to love others in a way that is actually effective and efficient into everyone's greatness and goodness, and then see what that world is. It won't be a utopia. Sometimes greatness and goodness require that we cut away that which does not work, that which no longer works, that which worked for a time and no longer works. Maybe that's what we need to do. Okay, and here's what happened with Roe versus Wade. I started bitching about Roe v. Wade in the 70s. I said, until they make it an actual law, that shit can be overturned. Why is it that that's always the first thing that gets threatened, depending upon who's in office? These freedoms were added on. There's a whole bunch of stuff protecting a whole bunch of white guys. That's America. All right. And that's not what America is anymore. And we still haven't updated that stuff. Right? It's part of the problem with traditional religion. Like, yo, wake up. Your shit's got to change. One of the things I love about the Unitarian Church, they're like, we will just like figure out our shit. Yeah. I don't want, and Chris, here's languaging thing. I'm not saying what you said is wrong. So I need to learn how to do this more gently than I feel. Okay. This is a time where, as Kalidasi said, the rubber meets the road for me. My rubber is languaging. Okay. You want to see change happen. I invite you to feel activated and empowered enough to want to be involved in change happening. Not simply to see it happen, to find a way to be involved so that change occurs, to be in your agency, your power. You have a brilliant brain. Where does that fit? I found a place sitting on my ass. Like, I feel like I need to start a course. I need to just like do this actionism fucking course like right now. Like, all right, y'all, I'm going to do a thing. Here's what I'm going to do. I will teach the beginnings of actionism over the weekend. And it'll be 2 hours, and it'll be $23. Okay, 2 hours, $23. I think that is, I was going to say $43, and I'm going to let folks know, if you pay $43, that'd be great. And it's $23, 23, and I'm going to do it on I'm going to do it tomorrow. Let everybody know. I'm doing a course on We're Not Helpless. Fuck off. And maybe I'll just call the course that. An intro to actionism. There we go. I'm not helpless. Fuck off. An intro to actionism. What do y'all think of that title? And you can write down here. I'm going to keep talking. I don't want to come at people. And when everybody gets lined up in our languaging, that's where power begins. When you control the language, you control the imagination. When you control the imagination, you control the narrative. You control the narrative. You control the intimacy. You control the intimacy. You control the culture. You control the culture. You control the reality. Tomorrow, yeah. Let's say it like noon. Noon tomorrow. It's going to be a face-off between JWoww and helplessness. Right? Showdown at the Planet JWoww Corral. Yeah. Like, this is the moment when I look forward to us having enough hands and hearts that are like on here. People are on here. They're learning what have you. They're fans. They are grabbers. And at the same time, they're like, yep, JWoww said a thing. And it looks like they're doing a course. So let's just get that up now. And somebody comes back and says, hi, put the course up. This is where you go. That's what I'm shooting toward. There we go. High noon EST. There we go. Red Star on Planet JWoww. When I get off of this, Linda, I want that to be the first thing that I set up. $23 tomorrow, and then I want to. If you can grab, I don't even know how to advertise this. I'm not helpless. Fuck off, and make sure that you say fuck and off, right? And spell that shit out. You can put an asterisk for the C. Okay. Yeah, come up with a thing that I can post. There we go. Come up with a meme thing that I can post and an announcement-y thing that I can post that I can put somewhere, and then I'll do it. I'll make an admin. Because then type in, yay, you make wonderful things, please, and simply remind me of where to put things. Because I can put it on Instagram, I know, and I can put it on TikTok, and I can, yeah, I'll figure out some other shit. Okay. Okay. Power defined as the ability to influence that which is not our isness. When you define power that way, then that means that we have a prime opportunity right now to influence those who are like, I don't want to feel helpless. I simply do. I don't even know why. Okay, well, the stuff that was programmed into you when you felt good, in fact, they made it so tasty with commercials and you feeling like, you have something to say on Facebook, and you can bitch at people about stuff knowledgeably and what have you. And they made that into a good thing for people to want to do. I mean, it's just brilliant. The long arc of it is just brilliant. Get people addicted to thinking that folks are paying attention to what they're saying because some people came by and clicked it. And somehow that's supposed to be replacing friendship that actually has you pay attention to people's lives, real attention. And I don't mean real and physical reality. As I told y'all last night, I've got friends that I would drop things for that I've never met physically. I talk to them on Zoom. I've seen them on Facebook. We talk back and forth and all the things, and it's a constant thing. And I consider them to be friends. That's not what I'm bitching about. I'm bitching about teaching us to do the Skinnerian and pigeon thing about friendship as if that is meaningful. And because we can do enough Skinnerian and pigeon things, the Skinnerian and pigeon things, B.F. Skinner's thing about the pigeons who kept hitting the button in order to get the food. Once they got the food sometimes and didn't get it others, they kept hitting it, expecting food to come, even when food didn't come. By the way, want to let you know, insider thing, and it's true, the pigeons were stoned. That's not printed in that report. The pigeons were fucking stoned. They had fucking munchies. That's not a joke. I'm serious. I know from a person who got them stoned. Okay? So don't believe all the science you hear. Right? Believe the science that makes sense. Because science changes its mind every 5 years anyway. It's not like science, like the whole thing about science being a god. I'm like, your God's fickle. Like fickler than most. Okay, can it be fuck off? Show me with the C out. And so this is huge. I'm just like, I'm doing this tomorrow for 2 hours. So I'll have something mapped out. I'll talk about I'm literally just getting a pen because you guys are watching me make up the course that I hope you all attend tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna put it out and see what happens when I throw up classes like that. They got taco trucks, I got a course truck. I'm gonna talk about how we get some shit done. Those are gonna be my courses. This is a truck course. This is a course truck course. All right, so thing, the fan. I will survive that. All right, so what did I say it was? Da 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 da. I'm doing this right here, folks. Really resonating with this. Da da da. I'm not helpless. Fuck off. I'm not helpless. Fuck off. And it's tomorrow, 07:02, Saturday at high noon. You're facing off between Showdown. Just remembering things that I said because I'm gonna put it up. Showdown between. And Linda, if you can find something that's got the, showdown at the OK Corral kind of feel, westerny thing, and we'll put helplessness on one side and a picture of me in the other and figure it out. Showdown between, or somebody. I mean, Linda will, and if somebody gets that, great, send it. All right, put it in Messenger. That's how Linda started doing stuff. She's just like, I heard you say this. Is it like this? And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Wow. And thank you. All right. And by the way, amazing being to work with. Between JWoww and helplessness. Maybe I'll do a series. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah. I'm going to do the showdown, the noon showdown series. And it's going to be between JWoww and the 4 H's of the apocalypse. Hurt, hate, hopelessness, and helplessness. All right, that just happened. Here we go. All right. It'll be a Zoom class. And I'm going to do it whether folks are there or not. Because I can record it and I can put it up and folks can see it another time. But we need those 4 H's. Can it be, oh man, I got new comments. Cool. Can it be Horse Truck Saturday series, right? Fuck off instead of fuck off. Let's go with the replacement of the U. Yeah, I get more K-ness out of the U being gone. Everybody knows what it is. So yeah, that sounds great. That looks great. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Part of why I feel this is needed, I hope, is obvious. Helplessness is not going to get this fixed. I literally want to say, hi, folks. I would like to talk about Roe versus Wade. Here's what I'd like to say. Helplessness will not get it fixed. If you'd like to actually fix this and other intersectional horrors, please come to Planet JWoww at da-da-da-da. Got it. Okay, great. Come up with the backgrounds and I will use the word. I will use the word. Yeah, not a problem for me. And thank you. And that's absolutely adorable. Yes. And I want a version with it taken out too. Which, right? So, yay. And I don't know that it's going to be a Saturday series. I may just do it at noon on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I may just do that. Because I've got stuff. I will move it. We're not meeting on Monday and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then Tuesday, I think I can make arrangements for my noon. We're putting forward in Slack. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Love this. There's a linearity that we're not going to find in political parties or religious institutions. There's a political body that shapeshifts, and it's still the same fucked up naked emperor. Sometimes it's in a Democrat shape, and sometimes it's in a libertarian shape, and sometimes it's in a Republican shape, and sometimes it's in a Green Party shape, and sometimes it's in an independent shape. It's what you're talking about is politics. What you're talking about is whether or not the system that's in place that has done so well for so long and has done so badly for so long gets to stay in place because the wealthy white men in this white this white patriarchal culture have proven that they're willing to eat their young. Trump is proof that they will eat their young. So if they're going to eat their own kids, if they're going to if they're just going to destroy the country that they fought goodness and kindness so hard to hold on to, if they're willing to destroy it rather than share it, which would require, receptivity and welcoming and change and things like that, then okay, cool. Well, now we know. As far as I'm concerned, next. They just gave us permission to come up with a thing that works. That isn't that's rooted in that, because there's lots about that works, and let's keep the parts that work and then do something different. And people are like, well, that's what cultures around the world are and nations are. No, it's not. When you step back and you look back, humanity loves on half of itself. And it's not even really half. Humanity loves on a third of itself. That's it. It loves on the boy part. You got a dick and you got testosterone, you get to do shit. If you don't have those in these worlds, preferably both of them, then you don't get to do as much shit. And if you have at least one of them, you get to do more shit than if you don't have any of them. Okay. Right? And there are countries that have, they've got the ERA in place and they da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, y'all do realize that you had to invoke some sort of legislation in order for half of your population to be considered worthwhile or maybe even human, sentient? Do y'all get that you had to do, I'm glad that you're proud of yourselves. Do you get that you had to do a legal thing in order to say that someone actually has autonomy and rights? Netherlands or any of these other places that people always bring up and saying, well, women have rights there. And I'm like, I don't understand what that means. Y'all get that is side dish as entree. That's why I don't want equity. I want equalization. I do not want a seat at a table where I have no say. Shit, JWoww says. I want to have say. I may not want to sit down. I may not like what you're serving tonight, so I don't want to sit at the fucking table. I want equalization. I want my voice to be heard. I want equalization across spectra, mainstream, mountain, margin, magic, all of that. 102.58. They got so many of you, and I say you because I'm not helpless. I'm not hurt. I'm not enmeshed in a hate that I don't want to feel. I am not hopeless. They got to most of you through news. Then Cambridge Analytica was brilliant, as an example on my personal page, for those of you who follow me, by seeding things that rile people up and then seeding almost action into it. Not enough for there actually to be action that would change anything, just so that people feel like they did something. Like hitting a button to say that that's all you're caring. All right, I hit that button on friends all the time because that's all the time I have. I've also explained in multiple posts to my entire tribes that because my life is so full, I'm counting on technology to convey that if you see a heart button from me, that's a love button. If you see arms wrapped around, it's either truly the caring thing, or I don't know you well enough to say that I love you. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to get a thumbs up. And that's my code. And that way I have been upfront, spoken what I needed, used my outside voice and my words to state what my boundaries are, what my intentions are, and now I can go play in my own realm on this platform. Yay. Fantastic. I look at the post streams from so many folks, and I have gotten messages from folks saying, you know, there's someone saying horrible things on my page. And I'm like, well, block them. And they will write back, I can't do that. I say, do you know them? They're like, no. I'm like, do you not know how? And their response is, that would be mean. I mean, what if they get mad? And I come back and say, do you know them? Like, I swear to God, I can't believe I'm having this conversation. Well, no, I don't know them, but that's just, you know, that's impolite. Why do you give a flying nanofuck's embryo's first molecule what somebody that you don't know has to say? If they're a fuckhead on your page, get rid of them. That's a hack that I'll talk about tomorrow. Like, I've literally been sitting back here going, why don't people do stuff? Why don't people do stuff? Why don't people do stuff? Oh, wait. Now I'm realizing people literally don't realize that they have power. We have power, period. We are not helpless, period. All the theys that want to say that we're helpless have my express, implicit, and explicit permission to go fuck off with a bunch of harpoons on coke with anger management problems. Okay? I'm not helpless. I've been helpless. I'm not helpless. I've been hopeless. I'm not hopeless. I want y'all to not be hopeless, because then we can get shit done. 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 Planet JWoww, come get shit done. Planet JWoww, come get shit done. They say I need to say it 9 times in order for people to pay attention. Come get shit done. 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 Y'all still here? You still awake? Speak up here. Practice speaking up here. If you've got me in the background, come over to what you're listening to me on and put something here that says, yeah, I'm here. Please put it in the comments. I'm serious. I want this to be participatory, because you're practicing being participatory. You are practicing sharing this. You are practicing being participatory. You are practicing taking back the agency in your life. Right. You're multitasking about a whole bunch of things. You're probably building memes right now for Planet JWoww. Come get shit done ×9. I'm saying, y'all speak up. Thank you. Chris, do me a favor. Share this fucking video. All of you. If you disappear, it's okay. I'm not going to feel lonely. Just come back. Simply come back. Share this video wherever you can share it right now. One place, one person. Share this video right now. One place, one person, please. You can put a tag in here to share it. You can actually go away and share it on your site or what have you. This is how we practice how to use the power that we have. We're a whole bunch of people talking about how we're locked up in a room where there's no lock on the door. Do y'all get that? If we all came together, if everybody within the sound of my virtual voice, that's thousands upon thousands of people. If y'all share this, when y'all share this, as you share this, don't wait for somebody else to do it. Somebody else will share this. I go on my thing and I don't see it shared at all. Or I'll see it shared by Linda and shared by Rainey, shared by Joe if he's here. I see it shared by the people who are on Planet JWoww doing work. Hi, baby.
You Facebook Live?
Yeah, I am. What you got?
Dinner.
Oh, fantastic.
Family and
great. Okay, thank you.
Love you.
Love you. All right, so I'm going to go in a few minutes. I'll be back. This is rant night, right? And I'm going to take videos and I'm going to put them places. So here, share this video. Share this video because it's making a difference for you. And when I come on next, I come on, share the video. Like, go out, share the video, come back. And share it like, yo, y'all, if you don't want to get shit done, don't come to this. Okay, if you want to get shit done and stop feeling helpless, come to this. I'm here listening because it's helping me feel less helpless. I would like for you to feel less helpless. Please come to this and then share it. Get brave. Let's do the things. In order to do the big things, it starts with the little things. I built a planet. I started by putting the top on toothpaste so that I could get organized. I swear to God, I'm not making that up. I don't make up shit. That hyperbolic shit that y'all think I'm making up, that I'm being a great storyteller, I'm not. You'll know when I'm exaggerating. Trust me. I was sitting in my room and I was trying to get to the bathroom, and this herd of longhorn cattle got between me and actually it was like this herd of goat. It was a bunch of puppet. This squirrel sat in the middle of my, actually there was nobody. I stumbled. Okay, that's me exaggerating. What to do? I'm going to ask y'all to trust me. If you're here, you see that I get things done. I learned to get things done by taking individual steps, one at a time, even when I felt scared, even when no one else could see. And then I took the next one and the next one. There are a bunch of you who are made out of badass who don't know it yet. I want to make sure by the end of your times with me that you're crystal clear about the matter that you make and the difference that you make. You matter. You make differences. Ones that you don't even know about. I know that for a fact. You're breathing. And there are active, positive differences that you get to make as you build your skills. And I'm going to build them right here in public with everyone and call together a global tribe. For those of you who want to do it faster, come join me on Planet JWoww. Come to these taco truck classes. That's how I call them. Taco truck classes. All right. I just threw up an entire class. It's happening tomorrow at noon. $23. I'm not helpless. Fuck off. That's the name of the class. And I'm going to talk about the 4 H's of the apocalypse. And I'm going to talk about the life hacks that you can do so that you can exercise your muscles that are the notness of that hate, that hurt, that helplessness, and that hopelessness, so that it doesn't undermine you. So that you're not one of the people who are like, oh, you know, everything's so terrible, and I'm just going to curl up here in front of my television and have more people tell me how terrible it is and how helpless I am. Some people need to do that. Hey, go you. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you. All right? I got family downstairs. I'm going to go eat food and hang out with my family. And then I'm going to see y'all later. All right? Linda, would you please make sure that Rhiannon knows that this video happened? I have a feeling that she'll want to see it. In fact, please let her know that I think it's important that she see it. And please watch it at 2 times speed on YouTube. All right? Thank you all. Thank you, Joe, for being here. Thank you, Chris, for being here. Thank you, Kalidasi, for coming on earlier. This is how we get shit done. This is how we get shit done. Let's get shit done. I'm not a doer. I'm a caller. I know my lane. Doers, answering my call. Let's get shit done. Okay? I'm great at guiding shit. I know my lane. I'm great at teaching. I know my lane. You see me, I'm pointing out, you see me doing my thing. What's your lane? And then what are you going to get done? Okay? 1 foot in front of the other, y'all. This is how we get it done. The way that I'm doing it, this is how we get it done. There are other ways, and they are wonderful, and they are valid. Find your way. When you work with me, you carry this culture. All right? Thank you so much, everyone. I'm JWoww of Planet JWoww, and we are a tribe-sourced human. This is our legend that we are building together, sweet ones. Thank you so much for sticking to it. I will see you, if not later on tonight, then tomorrow. All right? Bye-bye. Until soon.